Good morning. This is Pastor Zach with the Goodland United Methodist Church with your morning devotion for Tuesday, August 15th. Today we'll be looking at 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter. If I speak in the tongues of mortals and of angels, but do not have love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give away all my possessions, and if I hand over my body so that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind. Love is not envious or boastful or arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. But as for prophecies, they will come to an end, and for tongues they will cease. As for knowledge, it will come to an end, for we know only in part, and we prophesy only in part. But when the complete comes, the partial will come to an end. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became an adult, I put an end to childish ways. For now we see in a mirror, dimly, but then we will see face to face. Now I know only in part, but I will know fully, even as I have been fully known. And now faith, hope, and love abide, these three, and the greatest of these is love. This is a very familiar passage to so many people. It's used often in wedding ceremonies to share with someone you're in a relationship with. But looking at this is a message from the Apostle Paul to the church in Corinth. It's a letter of instruction of how they are to communicate and be in relationship with one another, how they're to be the church of Jesus Christ. It gives us guidelines and lets us know that without love, everything we do is pointless. That if we are to truly be the body of Christ, that we have to have love guiding everything. Verses 4 through 7 tells us all the things that love is. Things that go against our natural inclinations, things that go against how we may often act to one another. We're told that love is patient and kind. It's not envious or boastful or arrogant or rude. It doesn't insist on its own way. It's not irritable or resentful. It doesn't rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. And we're told in verse 8 that love never ends. All the other things in our world come to an end. All the things that we cling to and hope for come to an end, but love will always be there. Patience, kindness, not being rude or boastful or arrogant, not being irritable or resentful, to not rejoice in the wrongdoing of others, are all things that we're called to be as individuals, as members of a greater community. These verses are often used as signs of romantic love, but the Apostle Paul is telling us that if we are to be the church, to be God's people, that we must embrace these things, that we must realize what is called into our life, that we will see things as there need to be. And we're told that faith, hope, and love abide, and the greatest of these is love. Have a blessed day.